Hello everyone, and welcome to the first official episode of the Sleepout Podcast. I'm your host Jay, and today I'm joined by my co-hosts Will.
What's up, guys?
Liam.
What's going on?
And Finn.
Good afternoon.
And today, we don't really know what we're doing, as it's our first ever episode of the podcast, but we're gonna give it a shot.
A bloody good shot, mate.
We're going to try our best. We have been through a practice run of this before in the past. It didn't work out very well. Oh no, it did work out very well. We had some good stories, but we recorded it on my phone microphone, which we're going to call it episode -1 in case we ever release it as like extra content if this ever blows up. But we're starting this with absolutely no viewership or fan base. We were just bored one day and thought, fuck it, let's have a podcast and start making content. And here we are, sat in a dirty, dusty sleepout with microphones in our faces. Liam's one's in his shoe, or was.
Yep.
And
you
we're
mean the
recording.
professional recording studio that we're...
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, bro,
again,
of course.
no need to mention it. What the hell's your problem?
Yeah, man.
Finn, you mentioned before the podcast you wanted to talk about Splitgate.
Oh, Splitgate. Okay, so Splitgate is a first-person shooter game that recently came out in beta. Oh, it didn't recently come out. It's been in alpha for about a year and a half, but it recently went into beta with plans to release as a full game. It's a Halo multiplayer style game. There's like weapons similar to those of Halo multiplayer. The physics work the same. There's a jetpack, except you have portals, which are from the classic haha funny game Portal 2 and Portal 1. Portal.
Yeah.
And they've been dealing with some issues recently, whereas it started off as a not very well-known game. I played it about a year and a half ago because I'm awesome and cool, and I played it when it was in alpha because I'm awesome. But then recently, when it went into beta, it got like a full revamp, and it's become quite the big little thing on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, I know that like something I wanted to talk about Splitgate was how the developers like haven't really been able to keep the servers up and running.
Yeah,
It's a bit of a common theme with these free multiplayer games.
Yeah.
That is
I
the
mean,
thing, it is
games like Pandemic Express, bit of a train wreck really with that one, eh, boys?
Yeah, we
That
played
game
that
is-
last night for the first time, and it was not very good.
Everything about the game but the game looks great.
Yeah, the marketing's really well
The
done.
marketing, the menus and everything look good, but as soon as you get in the game, like, oh,
But you play
fuck.
it. We got into a game and it was just a bunch of like Hungarian children screaming at
Very
us.
angry
in-
Eastern European people.
I actually often find though that a lot of paid games that get hyped up a lot often have a lot of problems with them as well on launch.
Yeah.
Because they get really hyped up and the creators of the game, they get really like overwhelmed with it. And they
Yeah.
often end up launching the game too early, and there's always a lot
Yeah.
of problems, so everyone kind of just stops playing it.
And the issues
game-
Yeah.
with paid games that
And then-
flop off
yeah.
launch is the crowd, which have already paid for their fucking pre-orders, like, you fucked up my game.
Yeah, I mean,
But I mean, it's kind of fair enough if they're paying for a game, they expect
Yeah,
of us, and then the game
exactly.
launches and it's kind of just shit.
I mean-
That's what happened with like No Man's Sky.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
No Man's Sky was shit off
I
launch.
mean, the thing.
To be fair,
the thing
No Man's
about,
Sky now is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about Splitgate is that there's only 4 developers, so like you can't really, and they're uni students, so you can't really blame them. But like, I think if they don't like get their shit together, basically they might blow it because it's been offline more than it's been
Yeah.
online.
That's the risk with doing a game like this is that you need to be dedicated.
They've
Yeah,
also
exactly.
Even if you have a small team, you need to be
al-
working at it basically round the clock. Otherwise, it's gonna fail.
They've
It's
also
guaranteed to fail.
been like over promising to like a lot of people on Twitter, because I know that yesterday they posted that servers would be fully functioning again today.
Yeah, exactly.
But then today they posted that they're actually taking the servers fully offline and not even custom games like they were yesterday until like, well, who knows when.
It's,
Yeah.
they
Thing.
said that it would be until Friday in Pacific Standard Time, which is mid-Saturday morning for us down here in New Zealand.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like they I think that they just need to like be actually like, I guess, realistic with their predictions and say that they're going to be like offline for a week or something, rather than saying that they're going to be online tomorrow and then it's not, and then they're online the next day and then it's not. Like,
Yeah.
it's
So,
just
I mean,
getting annoying
this could
at
be-
this point.
They're at a turning point at the moment where like 1047 Games, which is the developers, have a huge opportunity. In the last week they've gone from a peak of 1,000 concurrent players to over 100k people waiting in queue when the servers came back online, which is fucking go them. That is awesome. 4 people just working out of dorms in Stanford University making this massive FPS game.
Okay.
But the problem is, it's a free game. It's got a community that a free game would have.
Can I just point out that they're not actually in university anymore? They've all graduated with their degrees.
That is cool.
Well,
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
they're still university students in my heart.
Splitgate fan.
Yeah, bro.
You know what? Just get the fuck out.
I'm
I'm not
sorry,
even
bro.
on this podcast anymore. You know, Finn's no longer a guest. Nah, but yeah, Splitgate's pretty cool, but I mean, with the sort of approach that the developers are taking, it's not gonna last. You know?
It's a pretty fun little egg character, I will say.
Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about, in particular?
I would like to talk about the housing crisis in Africa.
African housing.
Yes.
That's a pretty prevalent issue. I don't think we have the qualifications.
Yeah, I mean,
to talk
speaking
about
of
that.
prevalent
No,
issues,
I've
I wanted to
studied
talk
on-
about transracialism and how it's fucking stupid.
I thought you were gonna say Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan is an intense
I mean,
issue. I mean,
He's a coleslaw on the anus of
transracialism.
society.
Transracialism is a touchy topic at best.
Let's talk about fucking Ollie London. Let's be more specific. with
Ollie
this.
London is a good example of transracialism.
Ollie London is a fucking tard.
Basically,
I don't understand any
Basically,
of
for
this.
context, guys, Ollie London is this white guy, and
Who
he-
doesn't know about this guy?
Yeah, I mean,
Literally.
if you don't know, he's basically this white guy that got plastic surgery and now identifies as Korean.
He's this young little
Yeah.
London boy. He's a British boy.
Yeah,
And
he was
I think he's
born in
British boy.
England, raised in England, probably been to Korea, once?
Once, and then at 19 decided he
Right,
fucking,
I'm fucking
loved
Korean.
I
Jimin
didn't
from
hear about this.
BTS.
yeah.
And he was like, alright, I'm gonna get this plastic surgery, which is gonna cost me and my family hundreds of thousands of dollars, so I can look like awesome, funny Jimin BTS that I love. And now he looks like a half Londoner boy, half Korean pop star.
Half melted
Yeah, I
Barbie
mean,
doll.
He's fucking stupid, dude. Like, why the fuck would you get fucking plastic surgery to look Korean when you're just white?
Think about it. This is
You can be
permanent body modifications. He can't go back. Think about it. In a year's time, he's like, "What the fuck was I thinking? I can't believe I thought I was Korean." He can't just go back.
You can be part
He
of a
is
fandom
still-
without having to become the leader of said fandom.
Yeah,
Talk about
exactly.
fucking his.
I mean, it's one thing being Korean
pronouns.
without choice, right?
I mean,
I mean, and it's another. I mean, and it's another thing. And it's another thing liking BTS. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
come on,
that's
guys.
that's like a fucking disease in and of itself.
with
you know?
with Ollie London, Ollie London's pronouns, they're they them, which are respectable. That is cool. I like, good. Me too. The second section of the pronouns section of that Wikipedia article was core/Rian and Jimin/Korea, which neo pronouns are valid as well, but it's going to be a struggle seeing a little London boy and being like, "Oh, come over here, core."
Core.
Or, "Oh, have you seen Ia's new song?"
Dude, what the fuck? You can't have a race as your pronoun.
I have
I
a
saw-
feeling it's born out of, obviously he has this very unhealthy obsession with K-pop and BTS, but I think it's the internet and the environment that it is. It rewards attention no matter what it is, whether it be negative attention. So he doesn't care what kind of attention he's getting,
Yeah,
as long as he's
exactly.
getting attention.
He's
All he
basically-
cares about is clout. There's so many, like the
Clicks,
the
follows.
chick on TikTok who made up the whole rumor about fucking Kanye West having an affair with Jeffree
I mean,
Star.
he's probably
yeah.
making
Yeah.
money off this. If you
He,
think
Yeah,
they
like-
are making
about it.
thousands of dollars.
like she doesn't she just wants attention. It's all about the clout. She doesn't care what
Yeah,
like
a lot of people.
if it's
Yeah,
good
a
attention.
lot of people
Yeah,
don't
it's
actually
basically
care.
any publicity is good publicity.
it's
is
like
what he
those
thinks.
videos that are like, "Oh my god, I found the imposter among us dead at 3 a.m. in my girlfriend's car. She cheated on me," and it's completely that's impossible. The Among Us imposter is not real.
We've
but-
really made an Among Us reference in our first podcast.
You know, I'm
No, I was just
I
using
don't
the
wanna edit that one
example. But videos like that, they get clicks. They get people being like, "What the fuck is going on here? I need to find out." That's curiosity. That's attention for the original creator, which is making them money. Saying that, Arcade Craniacs is funny because they do it ironically.
I think negative attention and clout chasing is a good segue into into a topic that I wanted to talk about, which is the sort of current state of the internet and how it's fucking a hell spawn.
Yeah.
It's hell. It's fucking hellfire, man.
What do you mean, bro? I get hundreds of thousands of followers from my Dream
mean,
SMP
is there any-
underage porn roleplay, bro.
Oh God! Is there
Shut
anything? Is there
up.
anything in particular you wanted to talk about?
I
That
mean-
was a joke.
It's like, I guess we can
I don't
talk
think
about.
that's gonna
Actually, I mean, Dream is a good starting
Dream-
point.
yeah.
I mean, it's stands. We got to talk about
Stan
them.
culture.
They're a wart on the penis of the internet. You know,
exactly.
any form of stan, any form of like army, like K-pop army or Dream army. It's just
Jay, stop
it's
hitting the
that
floors.
level of obsession with the creator. Is
Yeah,
like that
man.
creator does not care about you.
Exactly.
They do
It's a
not give a shit.
complete
They see
parasocial
you as a dollar
relationship.
sign. That's what they see you as. But these people, these fucking obsessive Dream fans, are like, oh my god, did you see the latest Tommy Innit clip? He's so fucking hot. I want to suck his cock. How old is
It's
Tommy
like
Innit?
Tommy Innit is
17.
16.
Oh, okay, fuck.
16. Oh, he might have just turned 17.
It was a joke. I'm fucking joke, bro. Chill out.
Fucking joke, bro. But
Please, FBI was the meme, bro.
FBI did it for the podcast.
Podcast.
DMT for the podcast.
Yeah,
bro.
I mean, another thing about the whole internet thing, like, of it just being a fucking hellspawn shithole, is like all those like kid content creators that like all those like fucking like Coco Melon and shit, and it's just
Oh, yeah.
clearly like a scam to fucking get kids and like just fucking
It's
make
like
them to.
the funny thing was with Coco Melon and all those kids channels is they reach the bare minimum of like feasible content. Like
Yeah.
the actual content is like it's the bare minimum required to get a little fucking shitty faced kid to be like, oh, colours and
Yeah,
words.
exactly. Like,
All it is because
It's absolute basic human engagement.
it
It's
doesn't
what
make
makes your
any
brain
sense.
fucking
It's
pop.
just, it's like that. You ever see that photo of the thing, the monkey sees action? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
with little kids. It's like, whoa, there's colors and words and sounds and music happening. Fucking awesome, bro. I'm gonna watch 10 hours of this shit on my mum's iPad.
The thing is like a lot of the content on those channels is actually very like weird and like kind of fucking like.
Some of it is
Something
like
that you
fucked
wouldn't-
up.
Have
Yeah.
you seen those
Genuinely.
videos that's like pregnant Elsa
Pregnant.
and shit?
That was, okay, this was something I did want to talk about revolving around this. Do you guys remember a couple of years ago what's now referred to as the Elsagate scandal?
Oh, I
it
heard of
was-
it, but I haven't like.
So Elsagate, it's, you know, with government scandals that are referred to as shit like Pizzagate, which are stupid names, but that was like the whole potential of busting a pedophile ring in a pizza restaurant.
What?
Oh.
I was just laughing because it was pizza.
That's a topic for another day, but Elsagate was a scandal involving all those channels that would make like kids content which was like Elsa impregnates Spider-Man in epic impreg sex scene. But it
Yeah.
would be like aimed towards kids, and kids would be like, oh my god, I see my favorite princess from Disney gets to have child with Spider-Man. And it'll just be like these weird deranged people dressing up as Elsa and Spider-Man.
Yeah, and a lot of them are like really old
Oh,
as well.
like
They're
40
like
years old.
middle-aged men.
A lot of them Eastern European, you'd notice that a lot of them don't speak very good English, and they have a
Yeah.
very clear
But
accent.
it's so weird because they're clearly like catering to the 5-year-olds that are on their parents' iPad, like,
Yeah.
and just watch whatever the fuck on YouTube Kids. But like, it's just fucked.
Somehow
man.
this shit ends up on YouTube Kids. It's like
How
stuff that shouldn't belong on YouTube adult.
I am afraid for the next generation of kids, because I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. Parenting is like slap an iPad in front of your kid and just let him watch kids' videos with channels. You know what kind of shit that's gonna have? How that's gonna affect a child's brain?
Leaving a kid unsupervised on the internet is going to lead
Is
into them
so
turning into
bad.
like a right wing. Leaving a kid unsupervised on the internet is going to turn them into like a right wing 4chan fucking.
Incel. I think we should talk about something we talked about in the negative episode of the podcast, which I thought was a fantastic topic. It's personally my favorite topic we've even thought about so far.
Is that poo
Which
stories?
is poo story.
Poo stories. Poo
I
stories are
love
good
this so much.
So
I
do you
love a good poo-related
Well,
story.
would you like to retell? Well, tell the viewers the first time, but retell us the second time.
Right,
The-
I'll try to tell this story with quite the punch it had
This
the
is the
first time.
absolute like epitome of poo stories. This one had us like in tears in the last the original test episode, which
Right.
we will release.
No, come on, Will. Tell us.
Hit us with it, dog.
Spill the beans. Spill the poo, I should say. So, this is a long time ago. I was down at my dad's shed. So we live on a farm, and we have my house, and then maybe 200 meters down a hill, we have my dad's sort of dwelling. I mean, he lives in our house, but that's where
his work shed.
It's where he works. It's like his office and everything. 'Cause
he's like an elven giant.
he's a builder, and that's his sort of office. He's got all his trucks and utes and shit there. But he would just talk on the phone in the office, and I would just be outside, like, breaking rocks with a sledgehammer, or fucking eating grass, or fucking doing some retarded
Eating grass?
shit. Yeah, probably. I mean, fucking, I did some really retarded shit when I was younger, but this was a sweltering day. This was like sweat between the butt cheeks, sweat in the eyelids, fucking sweating out your entire fucking the 70% of water that is in your body. Like, it's so hot. Like, I'm dying.
Any of you guys that live in New Zealand know that the summers get fucking hot.
Not so much like, but this is a North Island summer.
We have
So-
a
exactly.
A
hole in
South
our
Island
ozone.
summer is dry and hot. A North Island summer is hot and sweaty and wet.
Hot and soggy.
humid.
Well, we have a hole in our ozone layer. So
Yeah.
That's why we have one of the highest rates of skin cancer.
So I'm
To the swag.
sweating so much. I'm like dripping with sweat. It's unreal, and I must have some kind of condition because I get diarrhea a lot, but I need to poo bad. I really, really need to poo. But my dad's on the phone talking, and I guess again my fucking this retarded ass logic. I'm like, oh, I can't go tell him because he'll get angry at me because he's on the phone. So I'm like,
Which is stupid because you're literally 7.
and my house is 200 meters away. I could literally walk up to my house. But I decided, nah, I'm not walking up to my house, and I'm not telling Dad. I'm going into the bush, and I'm sorting it out. So I walk like 10 meters into the bush. You can still see me. And this is on like my driveway where my neighbors drive past. So they can still see me in the fucking bush taking a fucking fat ass shit. But I walk in, I pull down my pants, I squat down, right, and I just one powerful stream, just like that, just boom, and it's that gross olive
liquid
color,
shit.
partially liquid shit,
The shit that
and it
spews out of you when you're
coils,
like a
it coils on the ground, but something happens. I've made a mistake. I don't realize this mistake, but what I've actually done is I've squatted over my own underpants and dropped that ginormous coil of wet, steamy poo in my undies, right? So as I pull the pants up, and then I begin to feel it about halfway up my calf. I'm like, it's a funny feeling. I wonder what that is. I wonder what that wet feeling is. As I pull it up, it smears the liquid shit all the way up the back of my legs. But you'd think after a while you'd like realize what was happening and you'd just stop. But oh no, this is 7-year-old Will. He keeps pulling it up all the way until it's over my fucking ass cheeks. The entirety of my back legs, almost the entirety of my back legs, covered in poo. And then I knock on the door of my dad's office, and I'm like, Dad, I've made a bit of a mistake, mate.
Dad, I fucked up. I've made a major and continuous lapse in my judgment.
I think I need help with this one. So he's like, and he's just like, what is wrong with you? Like, honestly. So we both get in my ute. I'm sitting on my poopy ass cheeks, and then we drive back up to my house, and then I have to like scrape off the poo off my legs and like clean myself off. The whole purpose of going into the bush was to not tell him, and I still ended up telling him, and I covered myself with shit.
Yeah.
Like literally, this is the kind of retarded shit.
Of both
The
worlds.
worst possible outcome.
Was he mad?
He was like, it was one of those dad moments where it wasn't really angry. It was more just like disappointment and disbelief, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. He's like, he's lost the hope, you know? He can't even be mad. He's like, why? Why would you do this?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is actually wrong with you? But yeah, that day is a painful day.
Yeah.
I will remember
Story.
till my deathbed. Yeah, it was rough, man.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it.
It was a rough day, to be sure.
Yeah, that one's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That is a good
I mean,
story.
I
but
have
it's
childhood
bad
stories,
tale.
but none of them are as bad as that.
Does anybody else have any, like, poo stories or just childhood related stories they'd like to tell?
Well, we were all a bit stupid when we were kids. I remember Jay. I've known Jay since like the minute I was born, almost.
Yeah.
We used to go to, I'll call it kindy. The American word for it is creche, which is what a lot of you people use, but
I call it crash.
I call it kindy because I'm awesome. Me and Jay used to go to kindy.
and then kindy.
What do you
Yeah.
mean? Oh, no.
Crash is before.
Oh, no,
Creche
it's
is
daycare. Daycare, then kindy. Sorry, daycare.
This is like preschool for your American
Yeah,
fuckers.
we were like 3. Me and Jay used to go to daycare together. And we had the same stupid, warped, idiotic sense of humour that we do now. Where there was this playground that looked like a boat in the kind of playing area of this daycare. Me and Jay used to go up there, we would make a knock-knock joke, clap our hands, and then scream for the rest of the daycare to hear, "Welcome to the giant jokes." And we used to think we were the fucking funniest people to have ever been born.
That does not sound like you're the funniest people to
I
be.
know,
Yeah,
exactly. We were 3 whole years old. I had just learnt how to talk. I didn't know what fucking the concept of humour even was.
I like the idea that after you tell the joke, everyone in the school claps in unison, like once, like a single ginormous
Imagine
clap that shatters the
The society of applause was just one simultaneous clap.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
I remember a lot of. I mean, for context, guys, we've all known each other for like a very long time. I mean, do we want to talk about how we met each other?
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
I think I've known Liam for ages. I've known Liam for like a billion gazillion years.
I honestly don't even remember when we met. I just know I've known you.
I
for
just
a
knew
long time.
you came into existence. Oh yeah, sorry.
We all came to existence.
I met Jay. It would have been.
we would have been
daycare.
like 1.
Yeah, we would have been very young.
Me and
daycare?
Liam were the first friends we ever made without our parents
Like,
being
or-
friends
yeah,
with each other. By the
organic.
way.
Like our first,
Or making
your first
it.
organic
So like,
friend.
so basically, me and Liam are like both of our first friends, which is crazy that we're still friends 16 years later.
Yeah, it honestly is.
Pretty unreal.
I mean, we
I
do
mean,
live all
imagine
this
going
time
back to
now.
us at like 2. We were all on the floor, like shitting ourselves and going, and being like, okay, so you don't know what a podcast is.
Yeah.
But in about 14 years, you will be on one with this person next to you who has just shit themselves during their nap.
Jay,
It's-
that reminds me. Do you remember how we got moved up to kindy before
Oh
Jude
yeah.
did?
Oh.
And it was because Jude is
This is
like
our friend Jude.
slightly younger than us, but it was counted.
That's weird.
Yeah, he's a few months younger than I think I'm the youngest out of
Are you?
the
How
right
old are you?
here. Well, I
No.
yeah, I'm 12. You just didn't know. But Jude's birthday is like after pretty much everyone else's.
Yeah. For context,
So-
guys, Jude is like the other best friend.
One of the
So-
other best friends.
Wish he
Jude-
was-
legend.
Jude
We
was
love
one of the other friends that we kind of met organically throughout like daycare.
yeah.
And me and Jay got moved up to kindy before him since we were a bit older than him. And me and Jay we just weren't having it, you know?
Yeah.
We were just not having it.
Because it was always the trio: me, Jude, and Liam.
So we used to break out of kindergarten, walk down like the 50 meters to the daycare, and then proceed to break Jude out of daycare and bring him up to the kindy.
Yeah.
They just got so fed up with us that they just moved Jude to kindy.
Yeah, and that's literally the only reason he's in year 12
Yeah.
rather than year 11 because me and
All
Liam
those
broke him
years
out of
ago.
daycare.
Holy
If-
shit, that's amazing.
If not, because there are people in year 11 older than Jude.
Yeah.
But if it hadn't been for the antics of Liam and Jay, he would
Yeah,
be in that year.
literally.
He would be in year 11.
Which
yeah.
is crazy, because Jude is like the most mature out of all of us. But he's
Definitely,
not.
oh my God.
No.
No, he's
Bruh.
Visually, he is because he has a fucking mustache.
massive mustache.
It's more of like a Velcro mustache. Like it's not
Yeah. I
proper
reckon I could
coming
rip it
yet.
out
I
with
like
one
how we
foul
just, I like how
swoop.
we just dissing Jude's mustache.
Yeah,
on
Jude's
the
a fucking
podcast.
ugly bitch. You know, fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck you, Jude, if you're listening.
I'm glad
Fuck
you're not
that
with
guy.
us, bro. No, I'm joking. I love
We're
Jude.
gonna have the Jude episode.
We do have to have the Jude episode.
Anyway.
We will one day. We'll have the Jude episode.
Anyway, yeah. If you want to talk about how we met, well,
I mean, I'm a bit of a newie to this group. Like, you guys have been friends for years. You guys have hung out. You've done your
Yeah.
thing. And I basically, this is the second time I've actually ever hung out with these guys out of school, pretty much.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
more or less, me and Will used to like hang out a lot for like a few
There was
years
a
ago.
brief period.
It was-
So I met Jay. So I had known Liam. I've known Liam for like what, 8 years. I've known you for 8 years.
Yeah, probably.
And I've known you and I've talked to you and I've been friends with people who've been friends with you, but I've never been friends with you.
Well, we've been kind of mutual.
Mutual
yeah.
friends for like ages.
Friends, we're like friends who, yeah, I don't even.
Friends of friends.
I can't speak English. Yeah, friends of friends.
Pretty much, yeah. Because I think I was really good friends with Leo, and he was friends with
Yeah.
you, and that's how we kind of knew each other. But so probably 3 years back, I was in drama in the hall of our school, and that was when I met Jay.
Yes.
Sup, bro?
Sup, bro?
And it was like an immediate
Click.
because we're both on like the same level of retardation.
Yeah, we're
like
both just
we
fucking
saw each
stupid.
other and we were just like, and we just started making
Yeah, and then we just
retarded-ass
started
fucking
hanging
jokes.
out like every day, and like I would go to his house like all the time and shit, and like we would just hang out
And
all the time.
I've known Finn for probably 2 years, maybe.
Well, you say that. I have a photo of you, me, and Liam standing next to each other holding those like that plastic pink trikes that we'd all have. Those like pieces of
Really?
shit that wouldn't roll. There's a photo of you, me, and Will when
How
you had your
old?
massive
I wanna
bald
see
head
that
and you
photo.
had your massive not bald head. And I looked like a fucking little crackhead that just popped out of like some Chicago alleyway, except I'm 20 years
Jesus.
old. And we were just standing next to each other holding these trikes, and we'd just been racing down this hill at our daycare. You and me used to race down the hill on our trikes all the time.
Really?
And it was this really one vague memory that just popped into my head like a while ago, and I was thinking about it, and then I was like, "Fuck, I should talk about that here." And here I am.
That's
Oh.
funny, yeah. I do not
I'll
remember
try and
that
find
happening.
photo. It's
That
like
just- that just reminds
There's so
me-
many like the thing is with where we live on an island, and like
Yeah.
basically everyone knows each other. So like everyone in my year, even if I'm not friends with them, there's some memory associated with
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
like
It's
it's
nuts.
hard
Crazy.
not to know people who are the same age as you
Yeah,
on
I
this
mean,
island.
we've more or less known like everyone has known each other their whole lives, because there's only around 8,000 people living on our island. For context, guys, we're not gonna dox the name of the island we live on, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not big.
This is sort of backtracking a little bit, but I just remembered the first time I ever like ditched like school or anything, and it was I also had the first time I ever got like in trouble with the principal, and that was with you. And I the first
Me?
time was with- yeah, it was. But
That makes sense. I
the
can
first
see that.
time like I ever ditched was me and Jay were at daycare, and for some reason we had the bright idea that we should go hide under like at the very bottom part of this daycare there was this kind of little staircase and you could fit under it.
Oh,
So
did you hide there?
when everyone
oh,
when everyone
One time I hid there with
Yeah.
one of my friends as well.
yeah, one time when everyone got called back inside
Wait,
after
hang
we
on,
were
you
like
tell yours.
after like playing outside, me and Jay were like, yeah, let's go hide, and then we went and hid under it, and then we started hearing like the teachers like walking around looking for us, and they were like calling our names. You know, we were really young and like kind of starting to freak out, and
Yeah.
then just out of nowhere, I remember one of them just popped their head under it and looked at us, and yeah, that's how that was
Yeah.
my first
Holy
time
shit.
ever
Bro,
ditching.
ditching
That's
some kindy,
wild.
not the
So
one.
this was the place just down the road from school now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you have like it's like a rectangle of the property, and then in like the bottom
It was a very
left
bottom.
corner
Yeah.
towards the school, there's the tiny little staircase.
Yeah.
I hid in the exact same
Yeah.
place. I was.
That's crazy.
You remember Ashley? Oh,
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
Ashley still exists. He's
Yeah.
not just gone. But yeah, there's this kid called Ashley. He doesn't go to our school anymore. He's very tall. So we're not friends anymore because went down very different paths. And so, there was one day, there was a specific period that we didn't like, and you could hardly call it a period. It was like probably nap time or something. I don't fucking go to sleep. It's not sleep time. So we hid under the exact same place, and that's wild. It must have been
Yeah.
like a common place for kids.
I mean,
to
it
hide.
must have been.
Me and him, we weren't even friends then, but we were like, well, we're gonna have to work together, bro. We'll be accomplices and hide together. So we hid under there, and then it was like a prison escape. All the wardens started all the teachers started a mass search.
Fanned out.
Because they were worried because it's right next to like a busy ass road, so they were
Yeah.
probably worried I wandered off and got hit by a fucking car or something.
That's pretty crazy. I was actually just thinking about this now that you
Search for
mentioned
me.
the road. I know you two, because we went to different primary schools. Me and Jay went to one primary school. These two went to another.
Hell
There's two
yeah.
primary schools where we live. Including daycare, kindy, primary, and then high school. You guys have been going to schools on the same road from age 3 until our current age. which is kind of depressing to think about how small the island
Wait,
is.
no. I had a brief 2-month stint at a 70-student Christian school in Matakana, New Zealand. It was a fine establishment, I tell you. We had a maths class that lasted about 10 minutes, and we got given a piece of
For the
paper.
next 6 hours.
Yeah, and then we had intensive Holocaust studies for the next hours now. And
We're
then
taught
and
to
then the
hate
rest of
gay
the day was
people.
just PE basically. We just did 10 minutes of math and then went outside and we didn't have a specific thing in PE. We just got given a bunch of equipment like
sounds like
balls
the
and bats
fucking-
and just killed
But
Sounds
yeah.
like the fucking
Held each other.
sissy femboy hippie
Shut the
the
fuck
daycare
up.
on the island. What was it called? The Steiner
Steiner.
one. I don't know why I called
Oh,
it the
hell
sissy
yeah.
femboy hippie school.
yeah, well, in primary school, you were kind of like, you know, like you were kind of the bad kid, but like the bad kid you could be in primary school. You know, you're not like
Yeah,
doing
you're not
the
like
shit
fucking
that's-
smoking
In
weed.
in
like doing-
a theory, I was the baddest
But,
that you could be, which makes me sound really cool.
yeah,
but
no,
I'm not.
but I remember I was kind of really trying to be a good kid in primary school, and I remember this
It
one
was
time.
all my fault. I sent you down
Uh,
this
and then-
horrible
and
path.
This one time, we were like break time was over. We had to go to class. I remember you were standing by the water fountain, and you convinced me to not go back and just ditch and continue to just play with this water fountain, which was
Hell yeah.
literally 10 meters right in front of the classroom we were supposed to be in. So we were just in
Why are you-
clear, right in front of the window, just not going, refusing to go inside.
Why are you
So of
guys
course-
fucking with a water
Our
fountain?
our teacher comes outside and is telling us to come back in, and we're just like, no. And we were refusing to go back. So do you remember Mr. The like big old dude who used to be the principal there?
Nah. I'm trying to remember who he was. Was he before
He was before Mr.
Mrs.
Mr. He was before
Yeah, I do remember.
And I remember we had to go to the office and talk to him, and just, like we were tiny, and I just remember him being this massive, like tall dude, and he was like terrifying. And we had
he
to,
sounds fucking
yeah,
terrifying.
we had to eat our lunch sitting outside his office. For,
Like, we had to eat his ass.
Why would he say that? Yeah, you know, back in
I have a
primary
very
school-
morbid fucking brain, bro. I immediately jumped to the worst possible
Back in primary
thing.
school, our principal, he used to make us eat his ass.
No,
And-
anyway, what were you saying, William?
Sorry, Lee.
But yeah, we had to. I remember that was kind of the first time I got in trouble at primary school, and we had to sit outside his office and yeah, eat our lunch there. And I remember he said to me, he was like, "Will, I expected this from you, but Liam, I didn't."
That's so
I remember-
funny.
That was the worst
I
punishment.
remember,
back in
I remember
primary
it like
school, man.
mortified me.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
I
fucking-
can't believe I was the one who got
Yeah,
you in trouble for
you
the
did.
first time. That's
Oh,
so
I've got
funny.
a good story to tell. So, while this was going on, while these two idiots were fucking with a water fountain over in their primary school, me and Jay, we went to the other primary school, and our one could be considered a little more alternative. There were uniforms, whereas Liam's
Ours
one
was better,
did
just to
not.
be clear.
Looking back, yours was better, but back then I had so much fucking school pride that I was like, yeah, fuck your
Fucking
school.
yeah, bro.
Anyway, this may have occurred a few years after what happened to Liam and Will with the water fountain. This is also a lot worse. Me and Jude, we also used to go to this primary school. We used to have this thing called Hut Wars, and Hut Wars was like legendary.
God.
Hut Wars was where we'd all camp out in the bush, we'd build these huts in the bushes around our school, and then we'd use freshly mown grass, which we referred to as hay, as currency. Whichever hut had the most hay was the superior hut, and like we'd do raiding missions where we'd go and steal all the hay from another hut. We had a fucking baller hut though. We had a
I miss
waterproof
that
roof
kind
and
of
everything.
shit, man.
Anyway, Jude decided one day that the best way to defend our hay was to arm ourselves with weapons made out of steel razors and nails.
Oh my
I remember
god.
that. I
Yeah.
remember
What
that.
the hell?
Which, you know, a bunch of kids, age, 10, running around the bush with fucking lethal weapons is not
Yeah.
something
Is
that's
a
right.
recipe for fucking disaster.
So as a result, one day
All
to
good.
kick this off, one day the caretaker's machete was stolen.
Oh my god.
And immediately these teachers knew that we were running around with these fucking weapons of mass
Just didn't do anything.
primary schooler destruction. And they were like, alright, it's them. They 100% did it. They're now trying to slice up some little 5-year-old
And remember,
Timmy kids trying to
everyone
steal their
ratted
grass.
you out because they
So, come like year 6, me and Jude
Come.
are sitting in our class with the rest of our class, and the principal walks in and she's like, alright, the machete's been stolen. write down on these post-it notes who you think took it.
Which is fucked up.
That's so fucked
We
up.
spend 5 minutes writing them down.
Ostracize one person
I
in the
write
class.
a reasonable... To clarify, it was not me and Jude. I can swear with my heart it wasn't me and Jude. I
You're
write,
right.
I think it was the year below. I've seen a stick they own, which looks like it's had the skin sliced off with a machete. I am a little...
Yeah, you
we
little
all-
snitch,
The principal
you
forced
bitch
us
ass.
into being snitches, bro. But...
I had to brat, bro, to save my life.
I had to rat to save the crib.
Okay, I will
Anyway.
admit, I wrote Finn.
I know you did.
Betrayal,
That is pure betrayal.
Anyway, everyone,
You little snitch.
everyone obviously wrote me and Jude because
So
everyone wrote
loud.
me and Jude because we had these fucking weapons that we were wielding like
Weapons
all
of
year
You just
long,
look
big
like
man.
criminals.
Exactly, yeah. So the principal was like, "All right, the notes are in. Everyone can leave except Jude and Finn."
Oh,
and at that point,
that
my
would've been so
stomach-
scary.
My stomach plummeted. I was like, "Fuck, what am I gonna do?" This kid who used to be my best friend in primary school walks past and just goes, "Good luck."
Oh my god.
This is serious. Turns out the rest of the school was taken to our assembly hall, locked in. Me and Jude were locked in our own classroom.
This was terrifying, by the way.
Really scary. And I had no idea what occurred down in the hall. I think they just told them there's like... They probably told them there's
No,
like a...
they basically told
yeah,
us,
you were there.
because I was there, they basically told us the machete from the caretaker's office has been stolen. We think we've found the suspects and we've locked them in their classroom. Until we find out what happens, you all have to stay here.
And since that day, they had to have a strict protocol for a school macheteing.
Anyway,
There's a code for
So
it.
from there on...
It happened again.
After that followed, me and Jude were searched, basically. They took our bags, they just overturned them, took everything on the floor, took out our lunchboxes, took out our pencil cases. searched all of
God,
them.
what the fuck?
They found nothing. They found no proof that we had these
No,
weapons.
they found pocket knives in Jude's bag.
Oh, they found pocket knives in Jude's bag, that's right.
no.
But they found nothing on me, so they were like, alright, take us to your hut and show us what you've hidden. 20 minutes before, at lunchtime, I'd hidden my...
Hidden the machete.
I had this belt which was made out of velvet with a metal ring on the end that I'd attached razors to. I was
Oh my
a menace. I was
God.
a criminal.
Did you ever actually? Did anyone?
No, I never used it.
Did
I was
it?
just brandishing
I'm
it.
fucking. It was too scary. No one dared challenge you. with that.
Exactly.
No,
Anyway,
but
so I
did
had
anyone
this
ever
thing-
actually get hurt? Like seriously?
Yeah,
No
no, I did. Fucking
you?
this cunt dropped a massive rock
Oh,
out of a
that's
tree
right.
onto my head, and I
Yeah.
started bleeding profusely.
You were vicious. But anyway, I run up to my hut. I had hidden my razor-studded nightmare weapon of doom. I'd hidden it behind this the fence, which was adjacent to my hut, and hung it there. I go up with our vice principal, whose name is Dawn Marie.
That's a
She
formidable
was cool.
name.
I'm pretty sure she's dead now, which is
Oh.
really upsetting.
Really?
I'm pretty sure Dawn Marie got cancer. Oh no! She's still alive. The old vice principal of our high school. Got it. You remember?
Oh, I was gonna say that would be so sad if Dawn
was
Marie
a legend.
died.
Anyway,
Well, Mr. died.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
should pour one out from
Rest
this.
in peace. We should pull one out from this. Another time.
Anyway.
Anyway, Dawn Marie takes me up to this, to my hut, and she's like, "Bro, where are your fucking weapons, cunt?" Not like that. She was this lovely old Canadian lady.
I hope she wouldn't say it like that.
And I'm like, I don't know. I have nothing on me. And I'm pretty sure my little 10-year-old brain was like, I'm gonna sound cool. And I was like, I have nothing on me and you can't prove otherwise. And thinking back, that sounds so cringe. Anyway, she's like, alright,
Imagine
you're
being
free to
tricked
go.
by a little kid says that.
Yeah. She's like, anyway, you're free to go. You can go wait in the office until Jude's been searched. I find out 20 minutes later when my class returns that Jude is locked in the principal's office.
Yeah.
His parents have been called.
This is unreal.
Because they
I cannot
found
believe
Yeah.
this
4
happened.
9-inch long nails.
Yeah.
Which is like a big fucking nail in his bag. Anyway, that whole situation blew over, but that was one of my favourite stories to ever come from primary school.
You
I mean-
guys are fucking psycho.
You were crazy.
What
Yeah.
the fuck? That's insane. I'm so
The,
happy.
the funny thing was,
I'm so
is
surprised.
Jude got blamed for all of this, and like he got in trouble and he got punished and stuff, but he literally never did it.
Wasn't it the caretaker who actually?
Yeah,
used
no, and the funny part is in the end, the reason why the machete was lost is because the caretaker left it in the bush by accident and didn't tell anyone and blamed it on the kids.
Blamed it on the kids. Well, I mean, the
cock.
caretaker
Yeah.
did later get diagnosed with dementia. Like, this was Pete, and Pete's got dementia now.
No, it wasn't Pete.
Yeah, it was Pete.
No.
Oh, was it Keith?
Yeah, it was Keith.
Oh, it was Keith.
You guys are
okay.
talking like we know who those people
Oh,
Yeah.
I think Keith might be
Oh,
dead now.
dude, Keith. I don't
Bro,
fucking
Keith-
Keith.
Nah,
Those are
Keith
legends.
was the
Keith
stoic
is
old
next-
man that was
Keith's
like-
next door neighbours with Jude. I can't believe that like the caretaker would leave the machete in the bush and just not tell the
I
principal.
can't believe that you guys are fucking alive. How did some kid
I'm
not get
surprised that
gutted?
the principal was like, oh, this wasn't even in the age of the good principal. She was
Yeah.
a legend. We had this principal called and her last name was Low. I'll bleep this out. Editing. Low, but
Her
we
name
called-
was redacted.
Cat's redacted. But we called her Say No because whenever we put forward a
Yeah.
proposal to have fun at our school, she'd just go
No.
no in this really fucking shitty, annoying old woman voice.
Yeah.
She hated me and Jude. She hated everyone. Hated me and Jude. If you remember, this is Tones' mum.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
She was our year 6 teacher.
She
Well,
was our
that's
year six
gangster.
teacher.
I didn't
She
know
hated
that.
us.
I mean,
Let's go back to the school
48
stories because this is fun.
This is fun, yeah.
Like-
remember the caretaker that was at our high school? I'm not going to say the name, of course, but the one caretaker.
Oh, Christ.
You have a story with Jay when he was being
yeah,
complete
yeah.
dick to you, but also how
The classic kid.
I'll
So-
tell that after.
the school has teacher housing, right? And which they give to the teachers who like need a place to stay, and they can stay for about a year, like for free.
Yeah.
And he was staying at one of these teacher houses with his girlfriend,
Yeah.
and pretty much his girlfriend had a meth addiction,
Yeah.
and
Right.
so he started making meth in one of the schoolhouses for his girlfriend.
Yeah, which is the reason he got
Yeah,
fired.
Which,
That's
which
true
they
love right
which they
there,
got
bro.
caught for. They got caught cooking meth in one of the
Yeah.
schoolhouses.
Which is, I'm pretty sure he's in prison now.
Yeah,
well, yeah,
he,
obviously.
He also flirted with a 19-year-old student from our school.
He was flirting with a lot of
19-year-old?
students.
19 or 18.
No, he was commenting on students'
That's right.
posts, like saying like you look so good,
looking sexy today.
which
broski.
isn't. I mean, it's not bad in a way where they're not like they were legal at age. Like they were
Still
legal at age.
creepy
No,
as
but it's
fuck.
It's
no,
still
but
so
it's
creepy.
but it's bad because he's works at the school and it's students.
It's been around an hour, so do you think we should wrap it up?
We should wrap it up. Our dinner's ready. We're all feeling a little bit hungies.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think we should end by talking about the future of the
Yeah,
channel.
yeah, I really want
Yeah.
to talk about that. I mean, this channel is a culmination of all us four, and it would be really cool to us if we could continue doing this. And
Yeah,
if we could
so the plan
continue
is to
working
do a podcast weekly. It might not be every week,
It
but
might
we're
be
gonna
bi-weekly,
try.
it'll be
I
like
mean,
as much as we
the
can.
the
pretty
goal
much.
Yeah.
the goal is to at least have a single podcast up each week. I mean, we're students, so it's going to be a little
Yeah,
difficult.
We're
exactly.
students. We have social lives. We have jobs.
Despite what you may think, we have social lives.
Yeah, I swear, bro. I swear.
But we trust
But,
us,
yeah.
we do.
And-
Within a few, hopefully
Maybe
within
not
a few months. We're gonna be,
Yeah, no, not after that.
Hopefully in a few months, this podcast is audio only at the moment, but and hopefully in a few months we'll have built a set in my Sleepout, which is where the name of this channel stems
Yeah.
from, which I'm pretty excited for. I love our Sleepout. It's at my
It's
house,
awesome,
but it's
man.
our Sleepout. It's
Yeah.
just a group space for all the boys
Yeah.
to hang out.
Yeah, so the plan for the time being is to have at least one podcast each.
Yeah,
A single episode of the podcast each week.
and I mean, hopefully in the future we'll also be doing some like IRL content, like vlogs and stuff like that.
But we're hoping the podcast is the main content. It will always stay the main type of content for the channel. But
Yeah.
we're hoping to sort of diversify. So we have the episode of the podcast each week, but every once in a while we'll have a vlog or a gaming video or just something. Whether when we find a good opportunity to make a different type of video, we will, and
Yeah.
hopefully that'll happen
Hopefully
enough
that-
so that
yeah.
it becomes our other type of content.
We'll create funny content
mean,
for our viewers to appreciate.
I'm pretty hungry and I want to eat my burger, so I think we should wrap it up here.
Yeah, thank you
But
for listening.
guys,
The few
thank
people who
you
do
for-
listen to this, so you guys are awesome.
Follow
Yeah,
us.
we love
This
you.
is this has
So-
been the first ever episode of the Sleepout podcast.
It's gonna go down in
Feels
history,
good to say
people.
that.
And yep, we're done.